Viewers, a major language war is once again erupted between the DMK government in Tamil Nadu and the BJP-led centre over the national education policy and its three-language push. The centre has urged the Tamil Nadu government to implement the Pradhan Mantri Schools for Rising India, or the PM Shri, in exchange for rightful funds under the Integration of School Education scheme. The story began a few days ago when both the Chief Minister and the State Education Minister condemned the central government for diverting funds meant for Tamil Nadu to other BJP-ruled states. The condition put forth by the centre in agreeing to the NEP first is being seen as an attempt to arm twist, with many DMK leaders also calling it politics of blackmail. But the BJP's counter to that is that this is nothing but an attempt to tweak facts to spread falsehood, as the NEP doesn't mandate opting for Hindi as the third language. Why this language debate has taken a turn for worse, perhaps, is the manner in which this back and forth seems to have now gone beyond the domain of education. And we say this for a reason, viewers. The ongoing language war in Tamil Nadu has escalated with the latest act of defiance by some of the DMK workers and a few pro-Tamil activists who blackened Hindi signboards at railway stations across the state. The first act of protest took place in Pollachi, that you see on your screens, where Hindi signboards were defaced. Following this incident, the protest spread to Tirunelveli, and a symbolic protest once again, where similar steps were taken to remove once again the Hindi inscription from the railway station signboard. So what explains this kind of a gesture on part of those who are perhaps not in favor of the national education policy in the state? And that has been the longest, the most obvious stand which the DMK has taken when it comes to the national education policy. But isn't this taking the language war too far? We'll take that up with our experts joining us after listening in to the top reaction so far.
There is absolute unanimity in Tamil Nadu in rejecting the new educational policy.
Because you say NEP insists on a three-language formula. All private schools have got a three-language formula, including your family school, Sunshine School, which is run by your family.
Let's quickly take this across to YG Madhuvanti, BJP leader from Tamil Nadu, along with Dr. Syed Hafiz, spokesperson of the DMK. Thank you to the both of you for joining us on the broadcast. Dr. Syed Hafiz, my first question is to you, given the kind of angered responses that we're picking up from across the DMK in the state. Up until now, it was the DMK up in arms against the central government, opposing the NEP, talking about how this is an attempt to impose Hindi on the students of Tamil Nadu. But now you have several DMK members, supporters, pro-Tamil activists who are backed by some of these DMK leaders, trying to blacken the Hindi text on these railway station signboards. Dr. Hafiz?
No, I'm not able to hear you.
Okay, no, just wanting to understand from you what explains, this kind of a turn that we've seen the language war take in Tamil Nadu. Up until now, it was limited to DMK leaders criticizing the NEP, which they say was an attempt to impose Hindi on the students of Tamil Nadu. But now you have these kind of symbolic protests being carried out by several DMK supporters.
Yeah. This symbolic protests have happened in Tamil Nadu in the past whenever there had been an imposition or an effort to impose Hindi on the people of Tamil Nadu. This has been a norm, this has been a tradition. When such intimidations have happened, this is how Tamil Nadu has reacted and protested in the past. This current row, there were dialogues between the stakeholders, that is the political parties in the ruling government of Tamil Nadu, with the union government by means of political dialogue, by means of press meet. All that's triggered when it was linked to anti-constitutional activity when we said we will not accept the imposition of three language formula. So this is where this trigger erupted when the Union Minister for Education linking this protest or this opposition to NEP or three language to be an anti-constitutional. That is where this trigger happened. So it is a reaction to how Union government sees this issue. So it is not something that that we initiated. And we have been debating with the Union government on this issue by means of
No, but what's your
democratic
opposition?
values,
What's
by
your
means of
opposition to
constitution.
NEP when the central government, top ministers, BJP, state BJP leaders have all come out to clarify time and again, not just to media outfits, to people in Tamil Nadu, to their political opponents in the state, that this has got nothing to do with imposing Hindi. The students are going to be the ones who will decide which language they want to opt for.
Now, I would quote an ASER data which is conducted throughout the country. You know, the policymakers should have the basic understanding of the country, of the students of India who are struggling to read their own mother tongue. You're coming up with a third language. What kind of an idea are you into? Either you're contradicting your own government report, which says that the students are struggling to learn their own mother tongue, or you're too confident the three language formula. What is true? Your own report released just 2 weeks back says that the students in the school are struggling to learn Marathi. That is their respective mother tongue. That implies to Tamil Nadu also. Now you're imposing the third language. How is it going to benefit the students? You are creating a system that is going to exclude downtrodden people. In India, your efforts are to keep the students in the school, leave around the quality.
Okay. So I'll take that to Ms. Madhuvanti. I understand when you say that the DMK as a political party is of the opinion that this is going to add to the burden on students. But again, my question was, how does implementing the national education policy also mean Hindi imposition? That was my limited question. But Madhuvanti ji, how would you respond?
Yeah, good evening to you and good evening to Dr. Syed Hafiz. This is a plan. Good, thank you. Very well. Nice to see you again. So, this is a rhetoric, ma'am, and this is a narrative. I feel sorry for people like Mr. Syed Hafiz because they have all been asked to speak this. I don't blame him. It's not his fault. So I cannot, say, how can you talk like this? Because let's ask Mr. Syed Hafiz one question now. Because there is three language policy, will the first family and all the ministers who run schools in Tamil Nadu change from CBSE to state board? They won't. The three language policy has been there in all the schools, and there until now Hindi was compulsory. Now, in the current national education policy is when our Honorable Prime Minister clearly told the members who brought the draft to him, saying, don't impose Hindi. I'm saying it again, don't impose Hindi. Let them learn a language of their choice. You know the meaning of the word choice? In the third language formula. So I do not understand where there is pressure. When it comes to government schools, they say pressure, but when it comes to their own children studying in private schools, they're all comfortably studying three languages. There is absolutely no problem. Nobody wants to question that. And it's a matter of shame if a minister or a sitting member of the DMK is going to say that the children in Tamil Nadu are struggling to study Tamil. That is something the state of Tamil Nadu has to look into, because you are the people who are promoting the values of Tamil and the culture and the ethics of Tamil. As Periyar said, although Periyar said something else totally, I don't want to go into that right now. But then, when you say such things, then it's a shame for a state to say that my children don't know how to study the mother tongue. And all I'm saying is, ma'am, where is Hindi imposition? And if speaking about this is anti-constitutional, please tell me, is putting black paint on railway boards very constitutional? Okay. Is that an act of law?
Dr. Syed Hafiz, besides Dr. Hafiz, if at all this is a condition that's been put forth by the central government and you're unwilling to budge, you're saying that we're not going to let the NEP get implemented because that means implementation of the three language policy. Aren't the students of your state going to end up suffering, sir? There needs to be some solution inside, right?
So people who understand the problem of poor in India will stand with us. I'm giving you data from the union government, madam. It is not my data. Acer report is from the Union
But
Ministry.
are there no
What are you talking
downtrodden
about
poor
people
students in
benefiting?
other states where NEP has seen the light of the day, where it is being implemented and students have been given the option to opt for a third language?
Yes, they've been given an option. Where is the result? They are struggling in their own mother tongue. Is your observation from the study? What I'm telling is, you are bringing a system that is going to burden students who are already struggling. You know what is the dropout rate in
But
the
Dr.
state?
Hafiz, that's the first time I'm seeing any DMK representative elaborate so much on how this is going to be a burden on the students. Up until now, we've just seen plain reluctance on part of DMK leaders. You know, they're all citing this as an attempt to impose Hindi on the students. Let's call a spade, sir.
No. So, see, you cannot decide what. So first of all, understand. I am telling you a scientific data. You might not agree what I am talking. I am talking a data by the union government where students are struggling. Now, I also agree with that is an imposition. Why do you impose on students who are struggling actually to study? So okay, so if this is the basis, should I not oppose? Because it is students who are going to suffer. I am telling you a data. You cannot deny your own data. I'm telling you your own data which says that the students are struggling. So what? It is an imposition not only of Hindi. We are not ready to accept any imposition. I will tell you an RTI data. The PMC schools, these are the Kendra Vidyalaya schools. There are 34 schools in Tamil Nadu. These Kendra Vidyalaya schools, they don't have Tamil as a third language. It is Hindi and Sanskrit. Is this not an imposition? Who is going to question them? And you should question the BJP on this.
But the question being asked to I will question Madhuvanti ji on this.
Yes.
But my question to you is what the BJP is asking as to why is it that if you're a firm belief that the three language policy should not be followed, schools which are private schools which are going by the CBSE model are indeed following the same three language policy, are seeing children of several DMK leaders being admitted to these schools? Why not admit your children to government schools?
There are archery classes in the school that has been the CBSE schools. There are swimming classes. There are squash classes. There are every classes. This is a business-oriented system. If you want to make business-oriented system in the government school, that is going to affect the students who are coming to the school. This government of India is struggling to keep the students inside the school. You are not talking about the enrollment ratio, madam. The grants enrollment ratio is not sufficient. You are struggling for all that. When that is your motto, why are you going to burden the students who are going to get excluded if you put pressure on them by asking them to make it mandatory to learn the third language? It's let that be Hindi or Telugu or anything. Why do you mandate the students to learn a third language? That is the question. When Tamil Nadu has proven with two language formula, we are successful and front runner in the state. And you have to acknowledge the fact that Tamil Nadu is the leading in almost all the educational parameters which is released by the union government. So it is a successful model. Why do you want to meddle with the successful model is our question. You impose Hindi is another dimension to it, which I stand by, which my party stands by. That is evident with the fact that the Kendra Vidyalaya school, which are run by the union government in Tamil Nadu, does not have a single Tamil teacher. The RTA is evident. So is it not an Hindi imposition?
Madhuvanti ji, please respond.
That's
a big charge being leveled by Dr. Syed Hafiz. I also want to understand from you, Madhuvanti ji, in addition to what Dr. Hafiz has said, what's the reasoning in the central government wanting to ensure that the national education policy is very much implemented across schools in the state despite such heavy reluctance on part of the ruling dispensation?
I don't see what the problem is there. I think the problem lies with people like Mr. Hafiz who just want to brush aside and put the elephant under the carpet. I asked him a very simple question. Will they stop running CBSE schools in the first family and all the DMK members remove their children from there? Because don't you think his own family children are going to have pressure by learning three languages? Why don't you remove them and put them in state government schools? That they don't have an answer to. That they are not going to do, are they? But they want to talk about government children having pressure. First and foremost, there is absolutely no pressure. It is always a pleasure to learn more languages. There is no pressure. I think learning languages is a skill.
And that gives an opportunity to students to learn Dravidian languages also.
Absolutely. You can learn anything. Next, there will be a line that comes to us after 2 days when we have another debate saying, I'm not opposed to anything. You're just putting pressure.
No, the earlier line was that you are wanting to now ensure that the funds which were allocated for the PM Shri are diverted to other BJP ruled states because they're not willing to go by the national education
Madam,
policy.
these are things to which the education minister has given a clear-cut letter and clarified all the points. Just as how Mr. Hafiz has RTI. There is RTI, there is a letter from the education minister clearly stating what is what and what
I
the
think
facts
she should
are.
answer to
I
my
have not-
specific question of
He has
Kendra
not answered
Vidyalaya
any
not
questions
having
that I have asked.
Hindi.
Sir, please
I think
answer my
answer
one
should-
question.
When you said
You
my
have
question
not
of
yet
Hindi
answered
imposition,
my first
I have given
question.
a data. That is
You
not
have
a question
not
at all,
answered my
madam. That
first
has
question.
nothing
It
to
is
do
a
with the
question.
policy.
It is a
It has nothing
question.
to do with the
It is a
policy. These are
question. You are
private
refusing
schools.
to answer
It
my
is not.
question.
I will answer.
I will not
Listen to me.
answer.
No,
I
but
will not answer a question
Dr.
to a
Syed Hafiz,
question,
you're
sir. I'm
posing
sorry.
questions, but it indeed is looking like a case of shifting goalposts because
Absolutely.
your questions
So
are
why should I
varying
answer
from
and
one to the other
ask
as
the
and when
way-
questions
exactly.
are being asked to you. But
Exactly.
well, let's see whether or not that's really the case here, or there is a solution
No,
inside.
the
We will be
goalpost
able
is
to see a
very
breakthrough
fixed.
because that's what the
No,
need of the
we
hour
will
is.
not pay to give
Not
an
for
explanation on
political
the
parties,
Kendra
Dr.
Vidyalaya Hindi
Hafiz, for the
imposition.
students of the state. Unfortunately,
No,
that's all the time I
obviously,
have.
that is what Union should look into.
Okay.
Union
Okay.
should look into and give the funds, not
Sir, you
force us
first
to follow
answer my
what you have to
question as to
follow.
will you change, will you shift your children to state board schools, sir? Please, sir. Answer my question, sir.
Yes, I will answer the question. It is a matter of choice of the parents.
Exactly.
or
So the
people
third
to
language
get-
policy is also a
Yes.
matter of choice.
Okay.
Now, when
Okay.
it comes to
Apologies.
this, there is no
Apologies, Madhuvanti ji, Dr. Hafiz Said. That's all the time I have.